Hello! Welcome to my channel and to another episode of Malezi Friday. My name is Jennifer Munanie and I am the founder of Lactation. In today's video, I want us to talk about how breastfeeding works, particularly the supply and demand process of breastfeeding or breast milk production. If you're a mom currently preparing for breastfeeding and you're wondering how it works, this video is for you. I know you've heard breastfeeding or breast milk production is a supply and demand process so many times that it's now a cliche. So let's look at this statement. In the first few days of breastfeeding, breast milk production is fully controlled by hormones. High levels of prolactin make it so that whether you breastfeed or not, you still produce breast milk. At around day 9 to 10 postpartum and onwards, breast milk production shifts to being maintained by a supply and demand mechanism. I talked about all this in my previous video. Please check it out. Now, if breast milk production shifts to being maintained by a supply and demand mechanism, how do you create this demand? By your baby latching and suckling at the breast. It causes the receptors in the nipple areola complex, that is your nipple and areola, to sense the stimulation. They then send signals through the many nerve endings located in this region to your brain, particularly the hypothalamus. When the hypothalamus receives these signals, it starts the supply process. It stimulates the anterior pituitary gland to secrete prolactin. Prolactin is the milk-making hormone. It stimulates the alveoli cells that are found within a lobule to draw nutrients from your bloodstream, producing breast milk. Please note that the release of prolactin causes a drop in dopamine. Dopamine is the feel-good hormone. This drop can cause feelings of sadness or irritability just before a letdown in some moms. This is what is called dysphoric milk ejection reflex or DIMA. The signals sent to your brain when your baby suckles also trigger the hypothalamus to stimulate the posterior pituitary gland to secrete oxytocin. Oxytocin is a muscle contractor. It's also a bonding hormone. It stimulates the alveoli cells that are now full of breast milk to contract, releasing the milk through ductules into milk ducts and out through nipple openings into your baby's mouth or into breast milk catchers if you're hand expressing or pumping. This is what's called the letdown reflex or the milk ejection reflex. A letdown can also be triggered by you hearing a baby cry, either your own baby or another baby. Touch through skin-to-skin contact also triggers a letdown. Your baby's smell can also trigger a letdown. You being calm, relaxed, and comfortable helps with a letdown. Discomfort, pain, and stress interferes with a milk letdown. Some moms can feel a letdown while others don't. It feels like a tingly, warm sensation. You may notice sudden fullness or breast milk leaking from one breast while you are feeding on the other or pumping from the other breast. This is usually called contralateral letdown. A sure sign of a letdown is your baby's sacs becoming slower and deeper, or you seeing more breast milk flow if you are under-expressing or pumping. Maintaining and increasing this demand and supply process is how you keep breastfeeding going. The more breast milk you remove through your baby suckling, you hand expressing, or you pumping, the more signals you send to your brain to release hormones that promote more breast milk supply. The less breast milk you remove leaves your breasts full, and it signals your brain and body to slow down the breast milk production process. For the breastfeeding process to be complete, there has to be a positive feedback. A demand is created and your body matches that demand by supplying breast milk. If any of the processes is affected, it affects the other part of the process. If demand decreases, supply also decreases. What possibly can reduce this demand and supply? A shallow latch, meaning that the receptors in the nipple areola complex are not being stimulated enough. Infrequent breastfeeding or infrequent breast milk removal by you skipping feeds. Introducing breast milk substitutes like infant formula, meaning that your baby is not coming to the breast to latch and suckle as frequently as possible, meaning less demand. Stress and fatigue can also interfere with the release of oxytocin. Hormonal imbalances can interfere with the release of prolactin and oxytocin. Since you now know what can reduce breast milk demand and supply, to increase it, you do the opposite. Ensure a deep latch, ensure frequent breast milk removal through nursing and pumping, have skin-to-skin contact, stay well nourished and hydrated, include breast compressions and breast massages, have enough sleep, rest, and relax. Breastfeeding seems simple, but it's a complex process within. By understanding how it works, you can confidently support your journey, increase your breast milk supply, and overcome common breastfeeding challenges. That's how breastfeeding works. I hope you found this video useful. In case of any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll be sure to respond to them. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next episode of Malaysia Friday next week.